Okay, also in interest of time, because we have a pretty long agenda as far as intern-specific license review, which takes a while, we are going to go ahead and jump to agenda item number 7, which is review, discussion, and possible action regarding complaint 2021-02. So we addressed at the July board meeting a complaint that was filed by, find my notes here so I don't misspeak, by George Maschke against examiner James Kelly, who I know is present here today. I don't believe Mr. Maschke is. I believe he resides in the Netherlands. So we did not take action at the time. However, after reviewing the complaint procedures, we did compile at that time or put together a board as is presented in administrative rule regarding the investigation of the complaint. The members that were assigned pursuant to what is outlined, and that complaint, the review panel, I believe is actually what it's called, was comprised of an investigator from the Attorney General's office representing the board, a board member, which was Mr. Sean Ward, and then a member or a polygraph examiner, which was one of the OSBI agents that's actually a polygraph examiner in the state of Oklahoma. We did receive a summary of that investigation, and so I'm going to go over and just review what the next steps are, kind of like what I did at the last meeting if you were present. And so basically the review panel summary consisting of the alleged violation and applicable laws, rules, and or ethical principles and codes of conduct, and the recommendations will be presented in an open meeting of the board. That will happen today here in just a few minutes from a representative from the AG's office. The complainant and licensee complaint against will be given prior notification, which we did do. I sent emails and received notification back from both parties that they were advised at today's meeting. During the review panel's presentation, no questions will be posed by or to the licensee or the complaining witness pertaining to the substance of the case. Such questions may be submitted in writing to the Assistant Attorney General representing the board following the board meeting. So if anybody has any questions, those will be addressed, and I'm sure that we'll give a contact information that they can send those questions to after the board. Upon considering the basis of the complaint, the circumstances of the alleged violation, the summary and recommendations of the review panel, or a combination of these, the board may decide not to pursue further the allegation and may dismiss the complaint by an approving vote of a majority of the members present in open meeting. Upon dismissal, all related documents shall be filed and maintained in an unfounded complaint file. So once the recommendations of the review panel are made, we'll then determine whether or not we are going to we're going to take any further action as a board. So if you would, please introduce yourself for the audio, and if you would, please present the findings of the board.
Yes.
Or the panel.
I'm Assistant Attorney General Amanda Everett. I'm going to recite the review panel recommendations. Just before I begin, Mr. Holt, is this, I just want to confirm the case number. I've got those parties that you named, but I just want to make sure that we've got the correct case number on this recommendation. I say it's 2021-02.
Probably.
Well, I think we've all got the same paper there. If that might be just a typo.
It may just be a typo.
Do we know what the actual
Do you know what
case
the
number?
actual case number is?
That is what is found on this spreadsheet that was left by Courtney.
One?
Was left by, it was 2.
Two?
2021-2.
That's two.
As if it was the second complaint with that.
Well, yeah, it's the first
Okay.
one. So was that, do we all agree that it's the same complaint.
2021.02 is what we think the actual case number is.
That is what's on file in my office.
Okay, that's good, because that's what's on the agenda, so
Okay.
that's good. This is just probably a typo, and I'm just going to, we will make sure that we correct that to reflect the correct case number.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll begin. By way of introduction, the complainant in this matter filed a complaint with the State Polygraph Examiners Board on July 5th, 2021 regarding a licensee. On July 19th, 2021, OSBI Special Agent and licensee of the board, Jonathan Santiago, was tasked with investigating the complaint. On September 15th, 2021, the review panel comprising of Special Agent Santiago, Special Agent Sean Ward, and Assistant Attorney General Thomas Schneider met and discussed Special Agent Santiago's investigation pursuant to Oklahoma Administrative Code Section 560, 10-1-13.1, subsection G. The review panel did not find any violations of the Polygraph Examiners Act or its rules and regulations found in Title 560 of the Oklahoma Administrative Code. Accordingly, the review panel recommends that the State Polygraph Examiners Board dismiss the complaint without further action. Complainant, an unlicensed person, alleges 2 violations against licensee. The first is a violation of OAC 560 10-1-7A1, which requires licensees to retain polygraph records for 2 years following an examination. Complainant also alleged that the licensee destroyed such polygraph examination records in violation of the same rule. Under the Polygraph Examiners Act, any person who is found to have violated any provision of the Act or any rule, regulation, or order issued pursuant to the Act may be subject to a monetary penalty of not more than $5,000 for any related series of violations. And this is found in Oklahoma State Title 59, Section 1474. Licensees may also have their licenses suspended or revoked for, quote, willful disregard or violation of this act or any regulation or rule issued pursuant thereto, end quote. Special Agent Santiago's investigation revealed the following. First, the licensee responded to the investigation by providing Special Agent Santiago all requested materials and proof that records were retained for longer than 2 years. Number 2, the licensee did provide records relating to the examination of the polygraph subject to the subject's legal counsel or representative. And number 3, complainant acknowledged receiving 2 written reports of the examination conducted by the licensee of the polygraph subject. To the best of its knowledge, the review panel notes the complainant has never received formal training in conducting polygraph examinations, has never been licensed in any jurisdiction as a polygraph examiner, and has never participated in any continuing education related to conducting polygraph examinations. In conclusion, for the reasons stated above, the review panel unanimously recommends that the Polygraph Examiners Board dismiss the above complaint against the licensee without further action.
Thank you. Okay, so pursuant also to the Administrative Code, Mr. Ward is not allowed to partake in any action related to this complaint. So other than Mr. Ward, I will entertain any motions.
Make a motion that we dismiss the complaint in view of the recommendation from the review board.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion made by Joe Franks, second made by David Otwell, that the board dismiss the complaint. Any questions or comments by the board? Okay, other than Mr. Ward, please do not call his name, and calling roll, please call roll.
Jason Holt,
Yes.
David Otwell,
Yes.
Eric Sean Ward,
Abstain.
Joe Frank.
Yes.
Motion passes. Mr. Kelly, the complaint filed against you is dismissed. C911, any public comments? Limited to, hold on. 1 second. So, any public comments, which will be limited to agenda items and no longer than 3 minutes per person if time permits. So, do we have anybody that wants to make any public comments?
Yes, I do.
Okay?
First of all, thank you for the opportunity, and good morning to all the members of the board. I just wanted to comment on the complaint, which was either 01 or 02. I'm sure this is in the report, and I'm sure this is in the complaint itself, but.
Your name, sir?
My name is Randy Bauman.
Great. Thank you.
And since it wasn't mentioned, I wanted to mention that it's my understanding that this examiner told 2 or 3 people, I think it was at least 3, that he did not have his chart records, etc., when they wanted to look at them as an expert or for the defense. But then when he got in a little bit of a spot, because that would be against the polygraph rules, apparently he then told investigator Santiago that he did have them. And that with the result that the defense expert did not get to review them. And I would just like to say, and I'll say it very respectfully, that doesn't seem to me a good look at all for the polygraph world, and not really a very good look for the board either. Frankly, it doesn't seem to be. I agree with what Chairman Holt said, that these things should be on the up and up, but that doesn't seem on to qualify for that aspiration. So with that, I just want to make sure that the board was aware that that apparently was this allegation. It's my understanding that the records weren't there, and then they were. So I just wanted to make sure that you were aware. I thought you would want to know that, and thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I believe that you do have the information from Cleat to file those open records requests. And so once you file those, if you have any other information, just do that through that way, through those means.
Thank you for your courtesy.
Yes, sir. Any other public comments?
Right here. My name is
What's
Lynette Clower.
Lynette?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead, ma'am.
I would like to know, what's the process for contesting the board's decision?
Okay. So any questions regarding the complaint, according to the rules, have to be addressed to the Attorney General's office. And so if you will, any questions you have regarding the complaint, the rules of the complaint, if you will direct those to the Attorney General's office, they will answer those.
So you're saying that to contest y'all's board decision, I have to go to the Attorney General's office and contest this entire process?
So the Attorney General's office is basically our legal counsel for the board, is the Attorney General's office. His name is Tom Schneider at the AG's office. She was standing in for him. So yes, according to the rules, any questions regarding the complaint goes to our legal representative, which is Mr. Schneider at the Attorney General's office.
I actually have documented proof and recording of him refusing to provide Mr. Petty the information when requested, and saying that only thing he had to keep was that paper copy. And when looking at the code and the policy, it does state that there are other records that are supposed to be kept, heart rate, all of these things, not just a paper printout saying that this is a question that was asked and the determination that the polygrapher had. There are an entire list of things that are to be kept. Are y'all saying that those things are not, that y'all are saying that he has met the requirements and he has actually provided all of those records, not just one little paper printout saying what his opinion is? Are you saying that you have received all of those reports, that he has provided all of those reports.
Yeah, ma'am. Any questions about the complaint?
That's what I thought,
Has
sir.
to be given to the Attorney General's office, and they will get answered.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.